And you're able, like, we go to our chapel and you see the Stations of the Cross in the chapel, or you go to St. Martha and you see on the walls the Stations of the Cross. Where'd you go?
I went to the academy. It was a little private school type of thing.
Where do you go to church?
I don't go to church.
Okay. Well, if you go to the chapel, you see the Stations of the Cross there. But when you go to Jerusalem, and like you're walking in the actual Stations of the Cross, like, okay, this is where Jesus actually fell, kind of thing. That is a much more powerful thing. So I'd love to take students back just to go visit, have them see the Holy Land, to be in the spots in Israel that I went to, such as like the Sea of Galilee, where Peter cast his fish and Jesus calmed the storm. That kind of stuff was amazingly cool. So yeah.
Was there any experiences that you specifically remember off the top of your head from the mission trip?
Oh, there's like a gazillion memories I have from the mission trip. But yeah, which kind of...
Any like special things that you noticed, wow, that must suck to go through normal life, or difference than your normal life?
There's one photo that I took that, like, on my social media went haywire. And I think it symbolized everything that I could experience. It was called the Settlers Tour, and we were in the city of Hebron, which is in the West Bank in Palestine. And there are Israeli settlers that are doing this tour going through the Palestinian Old City. And they open the gates to the military compound, and about 40 soldiers come out with these guns. And then there is about 150, 160 Israeli tourists that are going to walk through the Palestinian city of Hebron. And so they close, like they sort of force shops, they close streets. And they do this every Sunday night. And so I'm following along, watching this tour, not understanding anything because it's all in Hebrew. But I'm just watching it, and so I'm seeing these Palestinian kids who are 10 and 12 years old that are sort of taunting, the Israeli soldiers, because they're boys. And they don't like what they have to go through and things like that. And then all of a sudden, and so I'm taking their pictures and stuff like that. And we had all of a sudden this kid who's probably about 5. He sees what I'm doing, and he comes up and he stands right in front of me, and he does this little peace sign. I got the right, it was just right time, right place, and I got a picture of it. And so he's doing this, and you see these soldiers right behind him with these machine guns. And it was just such a surreal shot. It was shared and spread on social media. But it's just weird, when you have little kids playing around guys with machine guns. And the guys in the army are, most of them are 18, 19 years old. The Israeli army is like, as soon as you graduate from high school, you have to do your 2 years of service. So, I was talking to numerous soldiers numerous times, and, I'm like, I could have had you in class last year, this spring.
They speak English?
Yeah, most of it, yeah. The majority of them could speak English. So we would talk about, even stuff like Pokemon Go. Because Pokemon Go had just came out, at the beginning of summer, and so they were playing it. So here I'm talking with these Israeli soldiers that are 18 and 19 years old, and yeah, it's the picture right there.
I don't think it'll... Can I let focus? No, it won't focus.
So what are some things you learned from the trip?
I learned about, a culture that is oppressed, such as the Palestinians, and stuff that we don't hear about in the United States. They are occupied, and they have a very rough life. They get their electricity turned off, they get their water turned off just because the Israeli government can and will. But I also learned about a group of Israeli people that want peace. The Palestinians want peace, but they just don't know how to get there. because the Israelis, like I talked to this old shopkeeper, and he's like, I don't sleep at night. This Israeli dad, he's like, I don't sleep at night because my daughter's in the IDF, which is the Israeli Defense Force. She's 18 years old, and he's like, I don't sleep anymore because I know every night if I try to go to sleep, that would be the night I'd get the phone call that she'd be killed. Because, I mean, there are Palestinians that